Hello guys, one of the harder things to do in this game is to rendezvous with another craft, and so I'm going to show you an easy way to do that using the in-game instrumentation, uh, totally stock and without any maths at all, because I tried to do this the mathematical way. I saw, I believe it was Cosmonauts rendezvous table, but I just couldn't do it, and it turns out you can do this entirely visually with all stock parts. Alright, so I have a minute here. Well, I'm circularizing the orbit. The craft we're going to be docking with is the uncreatively named Kerbal Space Station. Maybe docking with. Yeah, I'll dock with it. And I just wanted to show you what the parameters of this mission are. We're going to be starting from a about 70 to 75 kilometer orbit, parking orbit, to get us going, because you'll definitely need to do that before you start your attempt at rendezvous. And the target we're going for is going to be between 250 and 251 kilometers of altitude. So, okay, so we're now in a relatively circular orbit of 70 by 77 kilometers. And right now, what we need to do is figure out whether we want to be in a lower orbit or a higher orbit than the space station. Now, if you want to be moving, it's all about catching up to the space station, or having it catch up to you. If you want it to catch up to you, as in if it's behind you and you need it to come up from behind, you want to be in a higher orbit. And if you want to catch up to it and come up from behind it, you want to be in a lower orbit. Right now, we are behind it. So what we're going to do is come in to say, that's the Keo probe, I want the space station. Oh, it's behind us. So what we're going to do now is go to, I play it safe, because I always take too long to do this, but what am I moving for? I'm not going to make too big of a difference, even though it may take longer. What I'm going to do is set it as a, not that. No. It can be sometimes difficult to select a target. I'm going to set it as a target and come up into a, let's do a 235 kilometer orbit and see where that gets us. And if I make any mistakes, I won't cut those out. I'll show those too, so hopefully someone can learn from them. What do we say it was? 235? That looks about right. The idea behind this is that I want to be able to make it a 250 kilometer circular orbit quickly when the time comes to really start moving in on it, which will happen when we come within a few kilometers. So we're going to also take note, you can now click this to see the speed relative to your target. As this starts to get lower, that's your indicator that you're getting closer to your goal. So let's wait until we get to apoapsis and kill warp. About 18 seconds. 15, we better hurry. Switch to orbit. Prograde. And circularize. And this is just for some consistency. It doesn't have to be circular, but okay. Now made it. All right, so 232 by 237. That's not bad. And now we'll warp forward. Check the target view. And we'll see that we're, okay, now you see that we're actually gaining speed relative to the target. I have miscalculated, and right now it's behind us, so we actually would want to be... Wait. What? Okay, now... Okay, everything's going as planned. I guess. That was weird. But notice how slow it is. So it's actually even slower than I'm used to. So what we're going to do is lower our orbit to, say, we actually have a lot of speed to lose because it's very far away. So we're going to lower our orbit to maybe, still playing it safe. So, say, 215 maybe? 215 kilometers, sounds about right. Or 14, whatever. And notice that when we do it like this, what's going... Oh, never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing. There. Okay. Yeah, it's much faster now. And... orbit... Let's bring the other end in. You'll always want to keep it circular. I've done this perfectly the last 30 times, and now I feel like an idiot. Alright, 215. Alright, 214 by 214, not bad. And now you'll notice that it's a lot faster. But you know, even this is really slow. So I'm gonna... Sorry this is taking so long. Back to orbit. Screw it, we'll do 200. And once we get within... maybe a kilometer of difference in speed, then we'll bring it back up to a more close altitude. And notice it speeds up significantly the lower we go, the rate at which it goes down. And that's because Alright, so we're now in a 200 by 200 orbit. As you can see, we're now losing relative speed much more quickly. You can adjust this however you want, depending on how safe you feel. It doesn't matter as long as that number is going down. And I'll come back once we've hit about a kilometer a second, and that's when I'll adjust to bring us closer. Alright, we're now traveling at just over a kilometer a second, and I'm going to wait until we get to the next point, that is the apoapsis, at which point we'll burn and bring ourselves into maybe a 240 kilometer orbit. We'll want to really start slowing down compared to the... well, I'll do 235. We want to really start slowing down compared to the space station. And that's because if we don't do this, not only will we be way under it, but we will also just zip by it. And if you mouse over it, you can see the distance, and you'll see that it's lowering by quite a bit. We're now within about... Alright, we're now under 200 kilometers away from it. When it comes within 100, it'll show its tag on the main view. And I'll show you that once we get there. In the meantime, let's... Oh, I brought us in a little close. I ignore these intersecting nodes. Only because I have no idea how they help. I've never had them help me before. Let's bring this up to about 240. Alright. And now would probably be a good time to worry about these. And these are the nodes which show you your plane inclination relative to the inclination of your target. So we're at about 90 degrees, but not perfectly. I assume the KSS is not perfectly at 90 degrees either. So what we want to do is, I never know the difference between the descending and ascending nodes. It means you either have to burn north or south. So you should usually quick save here if you're not sure, and try one or the other. I'll start out with north, and wait. Yeah, it's hard to see the inclination relative to it from here. So we'll wait until we move into the descending node, and what you want to do is get this to be as low as possible. It's not a huge difference right now, but we can make it lower, and you know, you need every advantage you can get here. So once we get up to here, we'll sort of reasonably close. We'll start burning. Alright, I was right. And you don't want 0.0, what you actually want is this. NAN, I don't know what that stands for, but the point is we are now perfectly inclined with the space station. And we're now moving 387 meters a second relative to it, and we'll skip forward. Wait until we're on the other side of the moon, and then I'll show you, or the carbon, and then I'll show you something. Alright, now that we are within 100, we're actually 50 kilometers away, you can now, where is it? Oh, it's because we're facing north. Where are you? We'll have better luck if we face towards 90. Better luck finding it. Okay. That purple indicator right there is towards the target. And there it is. It's 50 kilometers away. And pretty soon, we're now gaining on it at 119.8 meters per second. So what we're going to want to do is once we get to the... Where is it? Periapsis up ahead. We will adjust our orbit to 250 kilometers so that we'll move in on it. You can probably do it from anywhere, but I'm not sure. I always prefer to do it at the peri or apoapsis. Now what we're going to do, these burns might take you slightly off the inclination, but it's okay. We're going up to 250. And sometimes it gets covered in the intersect points in the ascending or descending node, which is very annoying. But now we're headed up to 250. And whoa, we're extremely close now. We might actually pass it. Yep, we're about to pass it, and we have passed it. But that's okay, because once we get up here, we're going to circularize our orbit, and then we'll be free to do what we need to do. I was hoping not to pass it, but it's no big deal that we did. Come on. No. I always overshoot it. Okay. Bring the periapsis up to 250. And now, quick save. You should be quick saving frequently, by the way, just in case. Now we're facing away from our target, as you can tell by the purple indicator. What we want is the different purple indicator, and that is over here, because it's behind us. We're now facing towards our target. And these, when you're set to target, the pro and retrograde indicators, what they mean is you are pro and retrograde relative to the target. Right now we're moving against this direction at about 30 meters a second from the target, so we're going to burn retrograde, so we're not moving away from the target as quickly as we are. Just hit every wrong button in the world. So, we're now moving towards the target. I believe we're moving towards the target. We are at 3.5 meters per second. And now what we want to do is, at this distance, you'll probably want to be heading towards it at about 20 meters per second, or maybe 15 if you're safe. I'm always safe. So you burn that way, and use the RCS to move your prograde indicator, preferably over the target. And that'll just keep you lined up with it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as close as you can. And if we go out to the map view, you'll see we're moving towards it at... Whoa, we're gaining some speed relative to it. It's weird. We must be closing in. Or moving to a lower orbit or something like that. But as you can see, we've gained a lot of distance very quickly. Soon we'll actually want to slow ourselves down there. Whoa there, Bessie. This is actually a good thing, though. Our closest intersection will be here. Or I think that's how it works. I'm honestly not sure. Like I said, I don't use those indicators. And now, at a certain point, it'll show that you're no longer moving towards it. At that point, kill your speed relative to it. But make sure you don't go over. Earlier on, I went over. And now we're moving. Just repeat as before, move back to your target prograde. This time we'll move to about... That's good, 8 meters a second. Again, I'm playing it safe. If you're more of a daredevil, you can do it more quickly. And now we're back on course, getting very close to it. We're already starting to gain some distance, so that'll do that. And this is something that confuses me. We're definitely not moving towards it at 10 meters a second, but it says our relative speed to it is. So I'm wondering, maybe I can use RCS controls to bring that prograde down to here. Maybe, just maybe, I can get it to... So that's not working. Alright, by burning this way, I can bring it in. But now we're gonna get moving a little too fast, I think. So all this speed is gonna be towards it, but it sounds like I'm learning. Okay, I'm gonna go back and... I've never had it... I've had this problem before, but never this severe. What I'm gonna do... I think it has to do with not keeping the, actual speed prograde over the, pointing towards target prograde. Alright, so now that's happening. Let's bring that in a little bit with RCS. And now we're moving away from it a little bit. Nope, we're moving closer at a rate of 0.7 meters per second. So, now we're moving away again. I'm going to... You go prograde with RCS at this point until our prograde indicator is over our target indicator. And as we start to get in more, suddenly... just burning prograde isn't doing it. We're going to have to bring it in with the side controls. And there. So now all our distance should be all the speed we have should be going straight towards it. And we're moving 5.3 meters per second towards the target. And speed up. Alright, now that we're within 2.5 kilometers of the target, and as you can see, as you progress, your prograde indicator moves further away. You can see... can you see from here? You can't quite see from here, but within 2.5 kilometers is when the game starts to render the parts of the other target. So if I were to get out an EVA over there, I think you might be able to kind of see it now. I don't know if you can in the video, but I think you might be able to kind of see it. Let's check. Maybe you can... Alright, there it is. There it is. So... Ooh, we're moving quickly. And this tells you... Okay, so I've gathered that these tell you where you'll be at your closest point together. So, what we're going to try and do now is... Whoa! What's going on here? Okay. Let's, once again, try and kill off our speed relative to the craft. You know what I think my problem is, why this is happening? I think it's because, unlike other times, I'm trying to burn towards the target much earlier than I should be. I think at this point, what I should be doing is, I should have kept to the orbital stage of it, which is staying below or above. And right now we've killed off our relative speed to it, so... Once again, let's find our target prograde indicator. Head over it. And at this stage of the game, honestly, we should be using RCS. But you can use either one here, depending on how much fuel you have. Right now we have plenty of both. Oh, yeah, but we have more RCS fuel, so let's do that. Again, try and get your prograde indicator over this, so that you're moving straight towards the target, and that's where all your speed is going, so you don't end up flying past it. This way you'll at least fly into it, and it'll be more exciting if you screw up. And I guess... Okay, here's... Alright, better method developed. Every time you warp and start to see the prograde indicator get away from you, just stop the warp and move back. It might be a little tedious, but it'll be worth it to not die. Getting very close now. And we're on the same plane, so our prograde seems to be going pretty much with the target prograde, because we're on the same plane and we've pretty much killed all other kinds of speed. But we're now advancing a little bit on the quick side, so we'll wait until maybe we get within actually, you know, nah, it's probably fine. Crossing my fingers. F5 just in case, and I'll start to slow down. Maybe to 4 meters a second. Again, I'm playing it completely safe. If you're a daredevil, go for it. And let's see what we can see from this distance. Alright, we're very close now. To the point where I don't even know if we need the map view anymore. And pretty soon it'll be above us. Let's check that node. Node's way over here. So we're going to get a lot closer, but once we get close enough, and it's really up to you to decide what close enough means, we're going to try and bring that in. so that our prograde faces the target. And now we're going to bring ourselves to a stop until, whoa, are we going to crash? And what you really want is to be, this gets harder the closer you are, the slower you're moving, is to be at 0 relative to the target. You are essentially stationary relative to them. And that's it for the rendezvous part of the video, because it's now a successful rendezvous. The next part of this is docking, which could be pretty annoying in and of itself.